Hello everyone, Archangel Edjo here at Underworld Cards and Games with good friend Jordan Rosbottom. So why don't you go ahead and tell us what you did?
Yeah, I got second at the Columbus, Ohio regional, playing pure mitsurugi.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and look at it.
Yeah, I was playing just one Murakumo. I decided just to play one because it felt like you just did not need more than one if you were playing correctly. I'm sorry, it's like Symbol Skeleton, where like if you're managing your resources right and like playing around Bistials, you'll be okay with just one.
People aren't going to get that nowadays because now you play 3 because it's full combo.
Yeah, if you're somehow throwing away the card into Bistials and also losing your Kusanagi, then you probably need to, but it's fine. Futsu's the best ritual monster in the deck, honestly. Just makes all of your inboards way harder to kill unless your opponent is playing exactly combined creation. You just summon a shit ton and you just normally can't lose the grind game and they can't kill you that turn. 3 Haba because it's full combo.
So, sorry, real quick, how many Memento did you play at this regional?
No Memento, and that's why I was able to top the regional.
Okay, understood.
3 Haba because it's full combo, obviously. 3 Aramasa. I was playing 2 for a bit, but you just want to draw it, and it's like the best card to have with prayers in draw, and it's also just nice to normal summon it if you need to. No complaints. One of these guys, not full combo by itself. Obviously it's a brick, but you need to play it for the combo. And Wosu, for exactly Ryzeal, which is like the only deck that you really need to care about, and like Caesar if people are playing Fiendsmith. I don't like it against Malice. I sided out going first and second against that deck, but I didn't really expect to play against that many Malice. I played against 3, so it wasn't the best, but it was fine. Hand traps, or at least monster hand traps. 2 Nib, the funny art.
Did anyone have to read it?
They did. They're like, what's this do? And then I let him read it, and he was like, oh wait, this is Nib. And then he lost. It was funny. 2 Nib, you want it in your deck. It's nice to back up your boards. Obviously, if you draw 2 of it, it's terrible. Side pattern wise, also, it's really nice to take out. You don't want this in against Mitsu Rise, but it's good against the rest of the decks. And also going first against Mitsu Rise, it can be fine. Ash, obviously, I normally don't Ash the Charmies, or at least the first Charmy my opponent hits me with. But it's still nice to have. Interacts with Saji, interacts with Requiem, interacts with
MTP.
Honestly, MTP was kind of the biggest thing. I normally hold it against Malice just because their inboard you can very easily break with just Engine, especially if you have like just an Ash to interact with the MTP. Normally does it. 3 Fua, this was the only Charmy I decided to play. Perulia, I really didn't like most of the time.
Because you can't afford them.
So true. It doesn't really give you that many draws against most matchups except Mitsu Rise, and going first, it obviously doesn't back up your board. A lot of the time this deck's board turn 1 is not that strong, so you want other hand traps to back it up. If you have just like a Fua that's dead in your hand, it's fine, but if you end up having multiple Charmies going first to back up your board, it really just, you can lose a lot of those games that you otherwise wouldn't if it was like an Ash or a Nib or an Imperum or something. So that's that for the monsters. Played 3 pre-prep. I think genuinely, except the match or the game that I lost against Charlie, where he Ouroboros'd me, and the game that I lost against him because I misplayed, I think every other game in the tournament that I lost was because I had pre-prep and mirror in my hand. Still fantastic, obviously, 1 card combo. A lot of people are like ashing this, and it's like totally fine because you have so many other starters that it's great. But this helps you play through most things. It's fantastic. Prayers, obviously, it's probably the best card in the deck. Does everything. Just 2 ritual spell. I was playing 3 for a bit, but it just, you don't need to. It bricks when you draw it in certain hands, and if you're already playing, if you already have ritual monsters and stuff, it can be nice to hard draw it, but you truly don't need it. You're gonna get to it and activate it twice in every game that you're playing. I didn't feel like I needed the 3rd, especially with the fact that I'm like on just 1 Murakumo. A lot of the time you can draw it dead.
Makes sense.
3 pots, 2 and 1. I honestly just didn't have space for the third Extrav, and Frosp is better than Extrav, so I ended up.
Is that why you only played one of it?
Yeah, that's it. Broken cards, call by talents, wouldn't cut them for anything. They are fantastic, and last spell is Mirror, always in my hand, but you need to play it.
Did you ever consider a second mirror?
No, not even for a moment.
Okay.
3 Impulse, best hand trap. It's the reason you play Pure. It's fantastic. It was great. Hitting ritual spells, hitting Dormouse, just it hits everything, and even like drawing 2 of them, you use it as a hand trap, and then you use it as a board breaker, and that normally does it.
So in your official opinion, Impulse is a better card than Extra and Detonator? Combined?
Yeah, and it's also prettier.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
3 Imperm. Honestly, I had cut this for quite a while, but you just like want cards that help you break boards. With your engine, you can normally break most boards, and having an extra thing like an Imperm to interact with a Detonator, or like a Heart Scripter, something if they don't have it pointing to something, or even just like a firewall or an A code.
Just being able to trade with one thing is nice. Like it's a good 6th card.
It's just really nice. 6th card. Drawing it off Fua is really nice. Post side, drawing it off the other Charmies is also good. It's not once per turn. It's just nice. I don't know why I'm explaining Imperm. Purification. This could have been Magatama, but I never missed Magatama, and this card was.
Magatama doesn't have a graveyard effect.
It was fantastic. Obviously, it does like lose to Lingaribo, but there's ways you play around that. I would not cut it. I can go to the side deck next.
Yeah, Extra deck's probably pretty standard. So.
3 Bell. This was absolutely fantastic. Shout out to Jeff and Mitch. They wouldn't stop talking about this card, and it was great. You can draw it as a 6 card. You can draw 2 of it going second. It can break a board into Malice. It stops Bestials, which are your worst enemy. Always hits Prayers, hits every Mitsu card. So it goes in most of the matchups you play. I played Fiendsmith a bunch for some reason, so it was really good there too. It just does a lot, and it's really nice to side in, especially with, like when you're going first for Fuas. It can put in a lot of work. Lance, didn't draw it. I played against Malice 3 times. It would have been good if I drew it, but I didn't. Troll is great. I didn't want to main it because it obviously can really conflict with your board a lot of the time. Like you want to be prayersing about midway through the turn.
Makes sense.
But it is obviously a must-have against certain decks, so I decided to side it. The Bestials were fantastic. There's an argument they could be in the main deck. They were great all weekend. Put it in against every Mitsu matchup, every Fiendsmith matchup. I would not cut them. And then I ended up playing 2 and 2. I was on 3 and 3 for a while with like not playing Bestials or like playing different ratios of the hand traps. Trevor talked to me about the side deck a lot, but side pattern wise, it works out very well to have these. I normally want 5 Charmies in going second against most matchups, so it works out really well that I can put in 2 and 2, and Fua I essentially always want in. So they were really good. Meows, I did draw a lot against Malice, and it was probably the determining factor in a few of those games.
Let's go.
Extra deck. Pretty standard, but I'll still go over it. 2 SP, 2 IP, 2 Dynamondo. PSA, this is an Earth, so don't use it going second under Impulse. Haggard, which actually didn't come up this week, but in the other regionals I've been playing, it's been very good. Kidna's like the best card in the extra deck. I kind of want to find room for a second one. It just comes up in a lot of hands where you like nib your opponent and then have a reptile, especially if they like interact with your normal summon on like an Aramasa or even like a Sachi or something. You can normally like either if you have like a dead ritual in hand, like a Haba or something, you can like add Wosu and then tribute their monster and then like play from there, or you can just add something that contributes to your board state. I like it a lot. Dark comes up sometimes. It's nice in the mirror on occasion. I wouldn't cut it probably, but it can come up from time to time. XEs, Exciton comes up once or twice. Because you're impulsing going second so much, honestly, it doesn't come up too much. Arguably cuttable, but it did come up once or twice. Zeus was actually very good this regional. It hasn't been good in the previous ones that I've been playing, but it did come up a few times. Just games I didn't impulse and was able to get to a 4. Gooska did not come up at all. In theory it does, but it didn't. Ragna was fantastic. It is a water, so something that you can actually make going second to break a board and to like establish an interruption with the Habakiri change. And it's also very relevant that obviously what you summon off prayers can't attack directly. You make this 24, 24, 32 is 8k exact. So the fact that you make this next to Habakiri and Murakumo is lethal a lot of the time, especially when this is like popping the last card that they have and then going for lethal. It's very good. Typhon came up a few times. Nightmare genuinely won me, I think, all 3 Malice matches, at least 1 game. It was great. A lot of people aren't reading it properly and don't realize that when they summon something off Wizard that you can book both of them, and that normally clogs their zones a bit too much.
And does it book both of them simultaneously, or do you have to detach 2 and
No, it books both simultaneously because it says monsters. No, Nightmare was fantastic. I would almost try and find room for a second one, but honestly, there's just not a lot of space to cut things here.
Makes sense.
Tokens.
All right. Makes sense. Seems like a pretty good deck profile. Any shout-outs?
Yeah, shout out to Jeff, Mitch, Justin, and Preston. They were all there, hyping me up. Been testing with all of them recently, and they've been really motivating me to play better. Same with Trevor. Shout out to Trevor behind the camera.
Oh yeah.
Helped me with my side a shit ton, and also just inspires me to be a better player. Anyhow,
man, well,
until
congratulations.
Yeah, until next week when I top Richmond.
Oh yeah, baby. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Catch you guys later.